We are in far future, where everything is very advanced and automated by artificial intelligence. This is Cameron. One day he was sitting in a train to travel somewhere. A woman sits at the front seat, who he proceeds to draw since he was a part-time artist. Earlier he bought a chocolate from the robot, which the stranger women started to eat. They take turns eating the bar while smiling at each other. Later he realizes that his bar was intact in his pocket and he starts to laugh about it. In the next scene, we see him coming home pretty late. He greets his dog, gives him food, checks on his son and walks into his room and kisses his wife, who was the same woman from the train. This suggests that they ended up getting married. Later he goes into the washroom and takes off his contact lenses. Suddenly he starts to feel dizzy and ends up fainting on the spot. He later finds out that he had an irreversible heart condition. He could not leave his whole family behind, so he contacts an organization who can solve this issue for him. Cameron meets Dr. Scott, who assures him that if he decides to not proceed in the middle of the evaluation, this can be cancelled. It is still a mystery what she was talking about. They go inside a suspicious underground control room, where he meets Dalton, a phycologist and head technician. They ask him to disable the cameras from his contact lenses and proceed to go inside the main room. To his surprise, it was not other than himself laying on the bed. This was the molecular version of him, basically a clone, but so real with not a single difference in neither DNA or physical structure. Cameron was shocked to see this and could not believe his eyes, but he realized something and tell her that he does not want to do it. He is being taken back to his automatic car, but he is still thinking about this opportunity. He will have to either tell his wife about his condition, or just replace himself. He cries inside the mirror. He is totally devastated and confused. While being in a conversation with his son, he gets reminded about a person called Andre, his wife's brother, who died a long time ago. Cameron was sitting all alone and suddenly looks at a text sent by Dr. Scott and start to remember a moment when Andre was alive. Andre was impressed with the upcoming technology about cloning people and he was fascinated about it. Dr. Scott was desperate to help his situation, so they meet up. She persuades Cameron to get the clean swap of himself. She suggests that in future this will be a common procedure. Cameron decides to meet with a woman who was a clone. At first he was hesitant, but right after meeting her and her daughter, he felt if it maybe is not a bad decision, at least his family will be comfortable. Later at his house, him and his wife Poppy were having lovely cuddle, where he suddenly was about to reveal regarding his heart condition. But he could not tell her this heartbreaking news. Next morning, he had finally changed his mind and travels to the lab, where he also meets the real woman who was cloned earlier. He was being given the instructions before the happening, which would take around 6 hours. Not too long after the procedure, the new Cameron had been transferred all the memories. Kate and Cameron seemed to understand each other. Later when Cameron was being taken back to the memories for a better sync between his clone and him, he felt if it was all happening once again. In this incident, he meets his current wife Poppy once again and explains what actually happened last time. Meanwhile, he also gives her the sketch that he drew last time and they become friends before her stop come up again. But she stops and gives him the note back with her name written on it. Cameron start to realize all those lovely memories with Poppy, having their son, all those small moments, things that are deep inside of him, even the memories that he never thought he would not want to remember. That result in him suddenly waking up. Later he was talking to Poppy, where they have a little funny chat and reveals how he miss her and they will have talk when he will come back home. Once again he sees the flashbacks of his son's memories. He was teaching him many things. At this point the clone was ready to wake up, which was making Cameron really nervous. In about a moment, the clone wakes up as if he was shocked to see everything around him. Later at night, Cameron and his son was playing a game. Suddenly he fainted as if he had a heart attack and wakes up the next morning. While he was talking to Kate, one of the associates comes and take him inside. He sees his clone talking just like himself and remembering all the memories. He walks inside and gets asked by the clone if he was okay last night. Clone explains all the emotions that he felt until the point he was sitting in that room and the next thing he was in this body. The questionnaire with the clone was also identical with real Cameron, except he did not have a heart condition. We see him chatting with Kate before the scene is turned to the memory of Cameron, where his wife was being gifted a piano by his brother Andre. Clone reveals to Dr. Scott about Andre. He died in a bike accident. He would also dream about Andre, but never talk to his wife about this, suggesting talking about Andre would make her even more upset. After having lunch, both starts the practice once again. Poppy is being called, where the clone is talking to her. He talked to Poppy so comfortably that it made Cameron really nervous and jealous, so Cameron shut the call immediately. To which the clone was also backfiring at him, since now the clone was also him. This had fight to each other, where Cameron even confirms that he will tell everything to his family. Clone asks to see Cameron himself before he goes home and switch him off. When he tried to talk to Cameron about his family, he once again start to deny it. Clone wakes up the next morning while acting very shocked. Next day Cameron goes back to home and hopefully he will come back there in 3 days. Right at their doorstep, Cameron suffers a seizure and goes unconscious for a couple of seconds, but he suddenly comes back to life. He looks at his wife and son, but proceed to sit in the car sent by Dr. Scott. She asks him to come back and make him aware that he can die anytime if he does not listen to them, and he ends up fainting inside the car. We can see him back in the lab, where Dr. Scott ordered her associate to send Jack home. He was given all Cameron's belongings and being told that if he passes just the next 2 weeks, he will be permanently able to live there and all his memories from the lab will be cleared from his system. He goes home and meets his wife, where his wife tells him to go meet his son upstairs. But he jokes with her, acting like he didn't even know his son existed. Real Cameron wakes up from sleep and starts to argue with Dr. Scott when he gets to know that Clone had been sent to his house already. He decides to see for himself what was going on, and he realizes that maybe this was the best decision he ever made. He gives a little card to sick Kate, to which they laugh a little. Not too long that she was no more. Cameron was thinking more and more about his decision. He sees the clone was taking off the contact lenses more often in the last few days. When he asked Dr. Scott about it, she assures him that it was all okay. Cameron was having second thoughts and bad dreams of Clone treating his family very bad. One day he wakes up at night and finds his broken watch and uses it to travel back to his house. When he finally reaches home, he slowly opens the door and sneaks in as if he was a thief in his own house. He proceeds to take the stairs to his own office, where he again recalls all the sketches, painting, and everything he used to do. Cameron looks at all the texts his clone sent earlier and felt relieved to see it. Clone wakes up and sees him standing in the office, but does not mind it. Cameron goes to his son, wakes him up and drinks a fake beer with him and starts to cry on the spot. They tell each other that they love each other and he puts his son to bed while Clone was hiding in the storeroom. After washing his face he proceeds to wake his wife up, and where seeing his condition she hugs him. He tells her if a boy is born, she should name him Andre, and lays down beside her. While cuddling with his wife, he recalls the memories of when he first met her in the train. Both of them are sitting silently inside the car, where Cameron suggests him to take care of his family and he leaves. In the next scene, we can see Cameron making a sketch of nature, where Dr. Scott arrives and tells him that this day Clone will finally become Cameron officially. Jack left him a video message, which he sees his wife telling him that she loves him while looking straight in his eyes, and the movie ends here.
Good.